ጥዕና ኣገዳሲ እዩ ኣብዚ ናይ ጥዕና መደብ እዚ ዝተፈላለዩ ሰብ ሞያ ጥዕና ሰብ ሞያ ስነ ምግቢ ከምኡ እውን ኣብ ዝተፈላለዩ ጥዕና ወዲ ሰብ ዝሰርሑ ምሁራትን ተመራመርቲ ዕዱማት ኣጋይሽን ምስ ማሕበረሰብና ሓሳባት ብምጥዕዓም ዝተፈላለዩ ትምህርታዊ ቁም ነገር ሓዘል መልእኽቲ ዝመሓላለፈሉ ነፃ ሚድያ እዩ
እና ትግራይ በሓባር ኮይኑ እና ትግረት የርሰርሕ ዘሎ ፎስ ሚዲያ ተከታተሉ
ጊዜና ንሸርክና ስለጀመርና ተወሰነ ሻዕርፍና ሸዲፈን ነብራና ተወሰነ ለራይ ቀደምና አፍተቀጻለ መሓደይ ተወሰነ መልእኽታት ኒዋኒ ተቀዳማይ እዚ መድረክ እዚ ክሳሓዕ ካብ ዝገበሩልና እቶም ሳና መዳርክ ኣካላት ኮይኖም እቶም ስፖንሰራት ነውና ሎ ፀዊዓ ከመስገን ይደሊ ናይ ፕላቲኒየም ስፖንሰራትና አይደር ኮምፕሬሄንሲቭ ስፔሻላይዝድ ሆስፒታል አፈወርቅ ፋርማ ሃርመኒ ፕራይመሪ ሆስፒታል ሪምና ፕራይመሪ ሆስፒታል አዶ ማተርናል ኤንድ ፈርቲሊቲ ክሊኒክ እና አሉላ ፕራይመሪ ሆስፒታል የቀኔና ፕላቲኒየም ስፖንሰር ኮይኖም ሓጊዞምናሉ በጎልድ ስፖንሰርሺፕ ለለ ኢስት አፍሪካ ፋርማሲቲካልስ ዓለም ኢንተርናሽናል ፔዲስ እና ወንድፉ ባዮቴክ ካምፓኒ በጎልድ ጌሮም ሓጊዞምና ነው መወዳእታ በሲልቨር ልማማት ትሬዲንግ ኒው ሊፍ ፈርቲሊቲ ሴንተር አርሾ ሜዲካል ላብ እና ኢትዮ ሜዲካል ፔዲሲ የቀኔና ብዙ መድረክ ስለሓገዝኩምና ሓንቲ ጊዜ ሞራልና አፍና ልስነደን ስለዚህ ቀጥሎ ለቀርብ ናይ ሻይን ፕሮጀክት ያው መዛሕትና መዛሕትኩም ሓኻይ ስፔሻሊስት ለኾንኩም ፍላይ ሲኒየርስ ያው ንጎል ዝገብር ዓብዪ ፕሮጀክት ናምና ኩለና ንፈልጦ ብዛዕባኡ ዶክተር ሃሊ ሓፂር ፕሬዘንቴሽን ቀርበና እዩ ካብኡ ቀፂልና ሓፀርቲ መልእኽቲ ሰሚዕና ናብ ሻሕ ዕረፍቲ ነውፂና ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ዶክተር ሃሊ ናብ መድረክ
The objective of this project was to meet the urgent health needs of our people by restoring essential healthcare services. It has been repeatedly said that nearly 86% of healthcare institutions in Tigray were rendered dysfunctional because of the war, and there were huge displacement of skilled personnel from remote and hard-to-reach areas to main cities, including outside of Ethiopia. So having this project was essential. So as a preface in 2024, the war concluded. I secured a small grant for recovery through outreach from IDER, and our first hospital was Koram Hospital. We went there. And our first impression was because we are taking doctors who are going to be paid in that hospital. So we were afraid that the healthcare professionals who were there would not be happy because we are not going to pay them. We had no enough money to compensate the doctors very well. So, but as soon as we go there, people were really happy because Korom Hospital had 16 general practitioners before the war broke out. When we go there, there was only one general practitioner. And the hospital had 3 emergency surgeons, and 3 of them were not there. And there was no order in the hospital. So there was no regular outpatient activities. There were no admissions. And only a single general practitioner was sitting in the emergency OPD and just to refer patients to Maito. And Maito was also referring patients to IDER, as you could remember. But as soon as we went there, people were really, really happy. They were motivated. I will present it at the end of my slide. And they gave us food, clothes. We went there in July, and it was so cold. And the reception was so warm. And we were very, very much encouraged. Having said that, because the project was impactful, we secured other small funds to cover more hospitals. like Samur Hospital, Asmir Hospital, Aviad Hospital, Yechila, briefly housing with pediatric services, and then Kilana Millet Hospital. So when we went to Quarren, for example, patients were coming. There was a huge influx of patients because the community heard that specialist doctors have come. And we had even waiter patients, complicated medical patients. We all were obstetrician, and we had also a resident. So we had a report of these hospitals that I have told you. We presented it to Regional Health Bureau, to Dr. Amani, who was new to his office, and he was very receptive. And he asked us if we can write a project proposal. So we, in effect, we revised the Rector project. We called it SHINE, and we wanted to include all types of specialties, be it surgery, internal medicine, maxillofacial, whatever. So we expanded the project and we handed over this project to the Regional Health Bureau, and the Regional Health Bureau embraced the project. And in fact, I remember Dr. Amani was so happy about it, and fund was secured, and SHINE project came to exist. So I will talk a bit of the impact of the project. So the report we got from the Regional Health Bureau, 46 specialist doctors has been permanently deployed through this project. I need to be very cautious about, I need you to be cautious about interpreting these results. It doesn't mean that these 46 specialist doctors wouldn't have been working in Tigray, but we believe that this has encouraged, because they were asking the Regional Health Bureau if they can be permanently deployed under this SHINE project. So the report is there are 46 specialist doctors currently working under SHINE project in the Tigray region. So as we speak, there are 155 specialists and subspecialist doctors working under SHINE project as well, including around 43 doctors working in both region and Awash hospitals. So success with the numbers. So in 2016, at the first year of the project, more than 150,000 patients were seen by these specialist doctors who are working under this project. And there were more than 30,000 inpatients, and about 5,000 major surgeries were performed, and there were about more than 10,000 minor surgeries reported to the Tigray Regional Health Bureau through this project. And there were more than 1,000 cesarean deliveries as well, and about 500 imaging services, particularly in Dejen and Awash hospitals. So in 2017, this starts in the fiscal year in July. So about 130,000 total patients, outpatients have been seen, and there were close to 20,000 inpatients, and about 3,000 major surgeries, and about 4,000 minor surgeries, and close to 1,000 cesarean deliveries has been performed. And there were also about 1,187 radiology services provided under this project. So these are not my own words, these are the words of the local staff. I want to summarize, to ask the impact of the project. We sit down with the local staff, and these are the stories that they told us. So I have captured them in this slide. The budget will take a lot of money from them when they come by, and it's too complex. So having a specialist doctor stationed in remote and hard-to-reach area would obviously reduce the cost of the patient. The other is the motivation of local staff. So having had someone to consult to is an important motivation for the local staff. The other is hands-on training. Though training is not part and parcel of the project, but having specialist doctors operate there, they change the culture, they train people by their presence. So financial incentives as well. Like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't say this caused retention. However, for doctors who wish to work in Tigray. I'm sure it has contributed incentive-wise, for more than 17 months, people were not paid their well-deserved salaries. And this project came actually at about when money was so rare. So having these additional incentives, I believe, has contributed to satisfaction of people working in the region. Organizational culture, morning session, rounds, and so on. It has a huge impact, and understanding the healthcare system also. For example, we had your undergraduate degree in Addis or in either, then you specialize there, you just work there, and sometimes you wonder why someone is referring a patient from South. But having 155 specialist doctors in the whole of Tigray, you could imagine how this will be easier for people to understand, for those who participate there. When they come back to IDER, they will understand all the trades that the patient has to go to reach IDER. Service decentralization, obviously, specialist care has been taken closer to the community. The other is it inspired also permanent deployment of some physicians who were even actually outside of Tigray. I'm finishing. So this is Awash Hospital in 2016. Awash and Legion hospitals, surgeries close to 4,000, imaging 4,960. This is in 2017. You can even see the volume of surgeries being done by the specialist doctors here. July 576, when you see November 707. About 3,202 surgeries has been done starting July. So what are the challenges? One question is obviously the question of sustainability. Will it sustain? Like Dr. Amaniel was mentioning, it was not easier to push for the second year. Okay, for the second year. So we are now in our second year. If this doesn't continue, do we have an exit strategy? I think the Regional Health Bureau and all the teaching hospitals should have a plan ahead. The other is discouraging others. As you say, as I have explained, even the name at first, we coined that just for specialists and sub-specialists. So you cannot make it for others also with the budgeting and so on. So others were a bit discouraged later after things open up, and the number of surgeries will also increase. If a surgeon goes to Sangre, for example, they might have been doing 2 surgeries per week. Now maybe they are doing 20 surgeries. So there is increased shortage of supplies also, and there is slow regeneration process as well. And an exit strategy should be well thought of ahead of time. So I don't want to take credit for all this. This project has been successful. One, because the Regional Health Bureau has embraced it as a main project, with governments when there is money, because there could be other emerging needs. Things can be made to cover other things, but the Regional Health Bureau has been disciplined to keep this project as an intact project. There are people coordinating from either from Adigrat and from Aksum, and all this was possible because the management and these teaching hospitals were willing to send out their specialist doctors, while there are shortages in these teaching hospitals. And the Regional Health Bureau has been committed to keep this project as it is. So these organizations that I have displayed are not directly involved in SHINE, but they have had their own prints in the outreach projects. So this is just to acknowledge their contributions. Thank you very much for this.
Report, SHINE, I'm to Dr. Laro, عوي سرحنا إنيو كم سيكتر مالت as health system. سلازي نشتي ساعات كنايتا ساعتنا نشيل فينا نينا.
Okay, good morning everyone, and welcome to the Pride TMSR General Assembly. So representing ADO, MCH and Fertility Center, we are glad and we are happy to sponsor as you can see as a platinum sponsor. So I have a very brief promotional presentation regarding to it. So in ADO, we are currently giving advanced endoscopic procedures like hysteroscopy, diagnostic and therapeutic, laparoscopic services, infertility treatments with affordable IVF services, treatment of male sexual dysfunction, including like obstructive vasospasm and so on, with recently introduced advanced prenatal tests and care. And we are also upgrading the neonatal ICU care center in Addo. So I have a brief say our IVF room. I think I better change it to the local language. So Tzelena IVF room, Cap Tigray, Tigray Medical so far the motive በሕታው center, and it has been for more than 1 year in service. ስለዚህ ብዙሓት ቆልዑት በአይቪኤፍ ተጠንሶ በአይቪኤፍ ዝተወለዱ with a very high success rate. We are saying our success rate currently is around 85%, which is quite high. And these are some of the babies, of course, taken with the consent of the parents. At IVF center, which the IVF procedure, that I saw antenatal care audio, comes to all the ቆልዑት store some pictures museum. In the IVF, I think what makes it different is በተለይ ንሓና ኮሚኒቲ ናይ ትግራይ ማሕበረሰብ ብጣዕሚ affordable ዝኾነ ዋጋ IVF ፕሮሰስ ከምትፈልጦ ብጣዕሚ ብዙ ግዜ ይወስድ እዩ starting egg pickup ክኸውን ይኽእል ፕሮሰስ ስቲሙሌሽን ናይ ምውሳድ 2-3 ወርሒ ፕሮሲጀር እዩ ቅድሚ ሕጂ ዝነበረ ኣካይዳታ እዩ ካብ ትግራይ ከምኡ ዓይነት IVF ሰርቪስ ዲማንድ ዝገብሩ ኢንፈርቲሊቲ ኬዝ ክህልው ከለዉ usually we are sending them to India. So the most cheapest ዝበሃል ናይ ኢንድያ እዩ ነይሩ ኣብ ብዙሕ ሓስል ኣሎ ኣብ ኣዶ ኣብዚ ሎካሊ ኣብ ባዕልና ክኾን ከሎ ግን ብዙሕ ኣድቫንቴጃት ኣለዎ ኢንክሉዲንግ ኣብ ገዝኦም ኮይኖም ናይ ምክትታል ኣድቫንቴጅ ብዙሕ ናይ ኮስት ወጪ ምቅናስ ኢንኮንቪኒየንስስ ዝነበሩ እቲ ዘለዎ ማእኸል ዘሎ ብዙሕ እውን ምስ ድለላ ድዩ ካልእ ዘሎ ሃስልስ ቀኒሱ ኣብ ትግራይ ብጣዕሚ ኢፌክቲቭ ዝኾነ ሴንተር ካብ ምዃን ሓሊፉ ስቲል ከም ሜዲካል ቱሪዝም ዝኾነሉ ካብ ካልኦት ፓርት ኦፍ ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ዘለዎ ሰክሰስ ሬት እንዳመፁ ዝሕከሙሉና ብጣዕሚ ኣብ ፅቡቅ ስቴትመንት ዘሎ ምዃኑ ምግላፅ ዝኣክል እዩ
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful I'm here not to talk much because I'm very lucky enough to be the president of Rimno Hospital, because most of you have known Rimno Hospital for its different features and for its different activities. And I will not tell you everything, but just about updates and new things in Rimno Hospital. As you know, Rimno Hospital is established 8 years back. Now we are celebrating our 8th year of birth. And we feel we are a reliable partner of the Tigray Medical Association, and we are also say that Rimna is Tigray Hospital. So, Mr. Tigray, and we feel that we are the pioneers of group work. We are established in 2013, as I told you, and we feel that we are pioneers of working together with specialists and subspecialists, and we have shown that we can working together and success is possible. We feel we are hubs of specialty and subspecialty, state-of-the-art services and cutting-edge technology. We die for technology, we always say, and we created direct job opportunity to around 250 working force. So by doing this, we feel that we are doing great job in retaining our well-trained professionals and non-professionals. And we also always say that our human resource is the greatest gift to our needy population. In addition to that, we are also, that's why we say we are trusted for our expertise and we are chosen for our care. And we are dedicated to take medical care of this region to the next level. And we invest what we get to just reach our goal. We have all the expected from us and beyond. Just to mention some, we say that we are working in departments now. For example, we have internal medicine department headed by this guy, and we give over the close service 24-hour services with specialists and subspecialists We are staffed with 4 internists in our hospital, and we are also the hub of the only endocrine and diabetologist in the region. She's working with us in Rimna Hospital. And what's new in the internal medicine is we have entertained this state-of-the-art endoscopy, upper GI and lower GI endoscopy, and we are giving to the needy population in our setup. One of the findings is this one. The other one is surgery department. We do all the major and minor surgeries in 24-hour fashion, and we have well-equipped 3 operation theaters in Rimna Hospital, and we do all surgeries. What is special is now we have started this state-of-the-art laparoscopy services. We are doing laparoscopic surgeries these days, and we are advancing it. And the other one is orthopedic surgery. This is also one of the services. We can speak loud, and we can proudly say that we have taken this service one step ahead in our region. And this is our center is the only place for hip replacement. We have started with hemiarthroplasty. Now we are doing total hip arthroplasty, total hip replacement, and we are also doing complicated pelvic surgeries assisted with brand new C-arm in our OR. These are some of our success stories. This is a very bad pelvic fracture, which are managed, and femoral neck fractures, which these were unthinkable things few years back. Nowadays, in our center, we are proudly doing this, and we have significantly decreased the referral of our patients. The other department we have is the ANT department, is headed by this guy, and we give all forms of services, all major and minor surgeries. What's new now is we are also giving bronchoscopy service for our patients, and endoscopic ear and throat surgeries. And we have incorporated this working station, ENT working station, where a patient has full comfort, and where he can finish all his services at a spot on his couch. And we are also doing endoscopic and microscopic ear, nose, throat surgeries as a major surgery in our setup. The other one is urology. We are also doing all the open-end endourology services. It's headed by this guy also. We have outpatient andrology services, fully equipped, dedicated endourology operation theater. We have this, and full urology tower. We have full urology tower. What's new is we are doing fluoroscopy and ultrasound guided PCNL these days, and this has also decreased our patients' burdens. We have well-equipped endoscopic tower, urology tower, with assisted fluoroscopy. We are doing all the complicated urology open-end endoscopic surgeries. Nowadays we are tracing, we are just tracing small stones even through very small holes, and this is one of our success stories recently. And the other one is neurosurgery. We are also giving proudly very great big elective surgeries on brain, spinal and peripheral nerve surgeries. And one of our successes this year is this one for a vertebral fracture and spinal cord injury. We have managed to do pedicle screw surgeries thanks to our expertise and our fully organized fluoroscopy services. Other one is ophthalmology. We can also say that we are giving all the minor and major surgeries in our dedicated ophthalmology operation theater. And we have also a very well organized dental and maxillofacial surgeries department, where we are doing all the kinds of expected things. And the other one is our radiology department is doing all what's expected from it. New are the state-of-the-art CT scan, which has solved a lot of things to all the departments. And we have also started interventional services like pneumatic intussusception reduction, cavity floor evacuations, and so on. And we have the CT scan, state-of-the-art ultrasound machines, including in the OR. And our laboratory, we can say that once you are dropped into our laboratory, you may think that you are in a bazaar of medical equipments, because we have all kinds of laboratory machines from different factories. You know, physicians can understand why. and these are some of them. Almost we can say almost we are doing everything. The new things now are the analyzation, immunoglobulin E, D-dimer, and so on. These are the recently started in addition to all the rest of the investigation modalities. About tomorrow, our future obviously tomorrow is a new day, we believe, and we have one wish. Salam Tigray. After that, we hope that we'll have a very good future with our Tigray. Thank you so much for listening.
as ግን after abstract እና ክንቀጽል ስለዚህ አውት abstract ላውንች ካውን ጎራ of course ሓፂር ነይሩ ኣብ ውሽጢ ኣዋርሕ ውሽጢ ለዛን ሓደ ወር ውሽጢ ኩሎም ሪፖርት ገይሮም ሶ ለኹላና ሰርፕራይዝ ብልገረ መገዲ ብዙሕ ሰብ ኣፕላይ ገይሩ ብዙሕ ሰብ ኣቕሪቡና 13 ሰባት 13 abstraction ቀሪዮም ነይሮም ካብኣቶም በፓነል ኦፍ ኤክስፐርትስ ኣዋቂርና ግዜ ሂቦም ክራይቴሪያ ኣብጾም ኦብጀክቲቭሊ ብኣቀንታት ገይሮም ሰለስተ መሪጾም ማለት እዩ ስለስተን ሰለስተ ለማዓንቲ ተመረጽ አይን ቀርባ ማለት እዩ ሶ ቴንክ ዩ ኩልኩም ኣፕላይ ልገርኩም ኢንተረስት ልኮንኩም በሓፈሻ ዝቆመን ለኾነ ፍልጠት ናኹለና ከዓቢ ልገርኩም ወጻዕሪ ለኹልኩም ክነመስግን ንደሊ ማለት እዩ ኩልኩም ኣፕላይ ልገርኩም ሶ ቀጽልና ላፍታ ኣብስትራክት ናይ መጀመሪያና ክናቀርብ ድሓረ እዞም ቶፕ 3 ሽልማት ክልወና እዩ ድሓረ ኣብቲ ናይ ሽልማት ፕሮግራም ናፍቲ መወዳእታ ቀዳማይ ካልኣይ ሳልሳይና ብተንዓቀነ ረዋሕታት መሰረት ዝፈሊና የኔና ብመሰረት ድሓረ ሽልማት ገሊዩ ከዚ ግን ዝፅዋዕ ኦርደር ብራንደም ኦርደር ማለት በጋጣሚ ድሓረ ብደረጃ ዝወፅኦ ይኾነ ስለዚህ መጀመሪያ አይ ቲንክ ዶክተር ኤፍሬም ተና መጀመሪያ ኣብሳካ ኣለና
Welcome to the third General Assembly. It's lovely to see all these physicians from Tigray and from other regions who came all the way to celebrate with us, and I'm happy for that. And thank you, TMA, for organizing this big event, and I'm glad that so you selected the abstract for presentation. The abstract that I submitted was is about non-communicable diseases. It's resource limited settings, including mainly Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, being hit by triple words: infectious disease, non-infectious disease, especially non-communicable disease, and road traffic accidents are coming to picture and curtailing many lives. So. Me, as a nephrologist, I'm interested on the NECDs, and the topic is on prevalence of early stage chronic kidney disease in high-risk population groups, in diabetes and hypertensive patients in either hospital. And this is a point-of-care test. A point-of-care test is a test which is a clinical laboratory test done as a site of patient care, where the treatment is being delivered, where you don't send a patient for investigation to other sites. So these are the list of authors from the College of Health Science, including Dr. Maskolo, Dr. Mohammed, Dr. Magwinesh, Mr. Mengistu, Dr. Amanil, Dr. Luam, and Dr. Haliteka were the authors. Our objective was to assess how prevalent is early stage, unrecognized chronic kidney disease in high-risk population groups. And this was a point-of-care test which was done in referral clinics where we could find these patients in hypertensive and hypertension clinics and diabetic clinics. So the point-of-care tests, these tests were donated to us from one of a physician from ES, is a Tigrayan, and he was so keen to see because when we work in referral hospital, you see most of the cases are usually in advanced stage where they have little to do, or where the care that you offer is very expensive, and patients are usually they don't afford, and usually they die. So we hypothesize that most of the patients that we are seeing them in our hospital have unrecognized asymptomatic underlying kidney disease, so why not screen them with well-standardized essential screening tests, which are available in Europe and the US, but not in resource-limited settings, including Ethiopia.
So he offered us
ጥዕና ኣገዳሲ እዩ ኣብዚ ናይ ጥዕና መደብ እዚ ዝተፈላለዩ ሰብ ሞያ ጥዕና ሰብ ሞያ ስነ ምግቢ ከምኡ እውን ኣብ ዝተፈላለዩ ጥዕና ወዲ ሰብ ዝሰርሑ ምሁራትን ተመራመርቲ ዕዱማት ኣጋይሽን ምስ ማሕበረሰብና ሓሳባት ብምጥዕዓም ዝተፈላለዩ ትምህርታዊ ቁም ነገር ዓዘል መልእኽቲ ዝመሓላለፈሉ ነፃ ሚድያ እዩ
ማሕበር ሕክምና ትግራይ ብሓባር ኮይኑ ጥዕና ትግረት ገይሩ ዝሰርሕ ዘሎ ፎስ ሚድያ ተከታተልዎ
Grateful for the committee for selecting my abstract to be presented in this great day. So having said this, I came with two hats. One is as a presenter and second is representing the Ethiopian Pharmacy Association. So in the future, I hope we will work together and I'm really impressed because when we see events, they need much time to prepare, but in short time they prepared a very successful event, so I'm happy for that. So my topic will be on antimicrobial resistance. So why I insisted to present here is, like you were hearing in the morning, there were a lot of agendas discussed by the Health Bureau head, Dr. Amanil Haile, but AMR was not there. But AMR is not the threat of human health, but it's also the threat of animal health, the environment, and World Bank as well. Because those all successes are tackled by antimicrobial resistance. Why? The first thing is bacteria are becoming more smarter than us, so to reverse that, we need much investment, so World Bank is worried about that. I have been working with people working in the World Bank because they are giving emphasis for AMR, because in most of the countries, their gross domestic product is decreased by 3 up to 3.8%. So it means a lot for them. For the environment, we are not properly, where the wastes are going to the soil and bacteria are exposed there, so we are acquiring resistant bacteria from the environment. So UN environment is also worried about that. Coming to animal health, nowadays the professionals from veterinary are providing the antibiotics for different hospitals, but in between we conducted point prevalence survey in either. So the big challenge what we observed there is the IPC is very important. So hospital-acquired infection becoming very prominent. So on infection prevention, we are not investing much. And the other thing is the one antibiotic use. We are using antibiotic more than the other continents. Like
Dr. Fasika, ተወሰነ ክብለና ኢና ጋብዝና ነርና በተዓድመና መሰረት ድማ ፓወርፖይንት የዘጋጀው ነዚህ ነው። ስለዚህ ዶክተር ፋሲካ ለመድረክ ይጋብዝ
ብዙሕ ሓጋይ ዘለዎ ንግሪ ምቕራብ ከቢድ እንድዩ ግን ክንጅምሮ ሓዲድ ክሳብ ዝመፅእ ናቲ ኣብስትራክት ሳይንቲፊክ ገለ ይኮነ ወርክና ላይፍ ባላንስ ዝብል ክንዘራብ ሓድሽ ሓሳብ ከምፅእ ይኮነ ቀጥም social sciences are not hard sciences. ኩሉ ሰብ ዲፕሎማ ኣለዎ እዩ ሶሻል ሳይንስ ማለት ከጥም ኮመን ሴንስ ዘዝኾን ስለዝኾነ ሓድሽ ነገር ከይፅበዩ ግን ምናልባት መዘኻኸሪ ክኸውን ተኾይኑ ዝተወሰኑ ስላይድስ እዳብ ኣለኹ ስለዚ ታንኪት ትግራይ ሜዲካል አሶሲዬሽን ሕዚ ትካል ኣለና ክንብል ኢና ያው ዞም our colleagues ለፊዖም ሕዚ ከምዚ ክረአ ከሎ now I want to be part of ዝበለፀ ዝብል ስምዒት የለዓል ስለዝኾነ I want to commend you for what you have done so far. So just I'm going to take a few minutes to describe about work and life balance. When you talk with Dr. Gebreski, a person has 4 areas. They say 4 areas. One is career and profession. and then the other is physical health, and third is social and social mental health. Spiritual. If a person neglects either of these, eventually there will be imbalance, when then they tend to be unproductive. ስለዚህ ፊዚካል ናምነት ድሕር ነፍስና ብኩሉ ካሪር ዋይዝ ጽቡቅ ኮይና ሄልዝ ዋይዝ ድሕር ገለ ተገጢሙና will be affected significantly, or our social connection totally depraved ኮይኑ, again it's a loss by the end of the day, because we have finite lives. And then even our spirituality is, if it's not well taken care of, by the end of the day we remain empty-handed. So we tend to balance, we need to balance these things. And from professional perspective, work-life balance is one of the professionalism, the areas of professionalism where doctors need to be trained. It's a formal training, a formal lecture, course, and other discussions they take place elsewhere where professionalism is taught. Work-life balance is very important, because a physician who had good work-life balance will have good patient care. And then, so for this reason, so this is one area where we tend to be professionals. Having a good work-life balance, they say, is one domain or one pillar of professionalism. So it's being professional, having a good. So the importance is as I have described. Professionalism is one of the domains, right? Just like we want to be medical experts, we want to be professionals. We want to be leaders, we want to be communicators, and the like. So it's one aspect of being a good doctor. So as part of being a good doctor, having a good work-life balance is essential. So ours is a unique challenge, because we work long hours, and usually in multiple places for support ourselves. So we work in a government hospital, in a private hospital, and some of us maybe in business. So we have long working hours to make ends meet, to earn our living. And then there can be high patient volume, because for one person to evaluate patient fully, they say they may need 15 to 30 minutes, but may have high patient volume. And then there is resource constraint, including some of us have faced hunger and other difficulties, especially because of the war. And it seems it's not ending soon. And there is the social and cultural expectations, because most of our clients, they are not well learned, and there is a paternalistic medicine being practiced, where a doctor is seen as the father, paternalistic, and you know it, so they expect you to come from it. So all of us, by the end of the day, we can have, that can be a burden, because the nature of our cultural and social expectations. So there is a burnout with physical and health consequences. Most of us are young, relatively, but few years down the line, we can have illnesses appearing if we continue in situations that result in burnout. And there is a mental health challenge. It's common. And I think, we may be very resilient, but all of us can have various mental health. It's not done on doctors, but some surveys on healthcare workers show that there is fear, anxiety, hopelessness widespread among healthcare workers. Not specifically doctors, but we are part of the healthcare team. So there is mental health challenge affecting us, and there is compassion fatigue. This is also, it's universal, because finite beings cannot have infinite love for people. So eventually we become automatic with little compassion, and then it's described as compassion fatigue. And this will have an impact on patient care. So there can be errors, there can be mishandlings, there can be not satisfied patients. So this is the impact of the burnout. And then it will have a ripple effect on family and personal relationships. Our kids may grow without us observing them grow, and then we can have will be detached from the society, not attending events. So this can have an impact on. They say a doctor does not have a life, but a doctor should have a life. So it has an impact on personal and family relationships. So it will have an impact on community, and the importance of self-care should be highly emphasized. Self-care is a concept that you find. It has components. So I'll be discussing in a little while. So to achieve balance, these are time management techniques, and then setting boundaries and self-care practices. So time management techniques, everybody has 24 hours in a day. So we need to classify the day based on priorities. So we should use it wisely. That includes our personal life. And we should also set boundaries. There should be some time that we don't negotiate for our kids, for our spouses, for our colleagues, friends, and so we should have a me time, and then it should be adequate. So this may seem a luxury, and, okay, some of us may be doing it, but it is important that we set boundaries, otherwise we will melt, and by the end of the day, there will not be a me left. So the self-care practices, there are very important self-care practices like health in terms of physical health that include a good nutrition, balanced diet. We need to focus on what we eat, and then we need to exercise, physical exercise, regular physical exercise. We know that it prevents cancer, it adds longevity, it prevents all those internal medicine illnesses, all the malignancies. So now we are young, as I have told you, but down the line, all those things may start. So we should start early. Regular physical exercise, regular mental health exercise, prayer, if you pray, or if you don't pray, at least meditation and other breathing, mindfulness, and the like. But we should do them. Otherwise, reserve can be. So, prioritization techniques, so this is by plan and we should delegate and delegate our tasks to co-workers, to younger colleagues, or even we have to learn saying no. Work hours we have to limit again, and we should when set boundaries, technology use. Some of it, like the mobile scrolling that we do the whole day, we may need to minimize. And then we may introduce technology to facilitate our jobs, like journaling, diary, and then the use of all those technologies. So we should not be consumed by them, but we should use them for our own benefit. And then we should have personal time, as I have said earlier. So physical health, mental health, and social connections are the self-care practices. I have touched them earlier. Social connections are very important. And the social people that are in our lives are family, and then we have colleagues. And this is very important, and then neighbors and the like. So on various levels, consciously, we have to do them. And the importance of community. They call it community of practice. Being doctors is a community, and we are one community and in the same practice. They call it community of practice. So community of practice, when a person joins medical school and becomes C1, they are at the beginning level of the community of practice. And then during their lives, they join the community of practice. So this is very important. And because community engagement is important. We engage in our community by coming together. So we shouldn't always be in our OPDs, operation theaters, and the like, but like what our friends are doing here, coming together to impact policy, to affect community. Coming together is very important. And then the other is mentorship. We should be able, for those of us who can mentor, we should be mentors. And then some of us, regardless of our age, we should have a mentorship, a mentor-mentee relationship on certain areas. It can be in life, it can be in specific to medicine practice, it can be other things. So this fosters the personal balance and health. So collaboration with colleagues is also in that area. So advocating for better working conditions, again, we live in our islands. Some of us are okay, but some of us are not. And that's why a change does not come. We are not together in addressing our problems. If I am okay, if I am surviving, then I am busy, I know it. But we should advocate for better working conditions, for better pace, for housing, the issues that's being raised. So, and then the unique things that we physicians are being challenged. So we should learn to advocate. The fact that I'm okay does not mean it's okay. So that's and then improving resource allocation, and we should promote the culture of well-being that is leading by example, because our colleagues are, those of us who grasp it, we should lead by example so that others can follow us. Yeah, so this is the presentation. So success is not monetary success, or success is not climbing the career ladder. So success should be in all those 4 pillars. By the end of the day, we are a four-part or 3-part beings, which all of them will matter eventually. So let's focus on that. And try to get to the damage
خلنا نقول كل تحت صرتي ملقطات حلوة نسأل سمعنا لا مسحنا خلينا مزحتي برنامجنا ده ساعتين the most interesting برنامج شلمات كلها نايو بتن كاتيجوري مرج ألقرنا ين best physician lifetime award to medical students لك حد جبي كحد الكامباس ون جايز نعمل لنا برسبكتيف كاتيجوري شلمو نا ريسيرشرون best researcher نام نشلمو ده ساعات كلها نايو عبيتي ناي كموشن سون يعني ناخ موسى للين عبيتي بديعتنا نايز محاور زي أقطعة شفت كقبل لفل بهم يخدم فل عبيتي بديعتنا يعني ساعة ديسكس نجاوب ودينا كنوت زي التسويق بقبل مالتي سو مساحة نيو كأنه مساحة متأنا قل خلت حد صارت من الأقسام هنا أنا مساحة كنوت توصحي يعني كعيدر عسرت حموشة لخونو ميديكال ستودنت سيتو إن العليا لخونو أكتر سيتو يوم قدام أكتري مسانا يحبزنا اللهم أفتح برك تعال لهم أجنيهم متخونيهم so كم جملة we are engaging them so future لا نعتمد بس الخونة مالتي سلسلة قصينا حتى الملختي هرمني نستر حتى أقول لهم ملختهم تحت الناخ
So it's good that it is before the lunch. Actually, after the lunch, it will be a little bit difficult for some people with the postprandial syndrome. Yeah, you harmony guys. Anyways, it's a privilege actually to stand on this ovation and present to this community, I can say, very resilient and very pragmatic community. And thank you for giving me a few minutes. And probably this is our first time to stand in public and advertise our hospital, because although it has been like 5 years, we never promote our hospitals. Well, why? There are different ideas. Anyways, I will start with the first slide. I can speak, I think, local language, although I see some guests from Addis and from elsewhere, like Dr. Abraham. But I hope you can understand my theory. We'll start with the first. It's about transforming healthcare. And before I speak about Alula, we have to understand about transformation. I think it means very rapid and effective change within a certain time. And about healthcare, the WHO has given us a good idea about pillars. There are 6 pillars of healthcare, and these are about health delivery, the professionals, and the medical equipment, healthcare financing, and health information systems. All these things are part and parcel of healthcare. So when we say transformation, it has to be in all these areas, not only in one area, only on professionals, but in everyone. So When we started, I don't know, 5 years back, it was started, probably it was a little bit peculiar because we had an entrepreneur who was interested in opening a hospital. And the first question we asked was, or I asked was, are you going to do something different from the rest of the hospitals? And they said yes, and then I joined them. We joined them actually. We were very few. So the majority of the company was owned by entrepreneurs who are interested, which we should do. Actually, I still insist on, although it was not a good journey, or it has its own ups and downs. But it was like that. It started with a person who started a hospital, incorporating some hospital. But the good thing was we tried to start transform our mission and vision. Can you share us the next slide, please?
ናይ ጥዕና መደብ እዚ ዝተፈላለዩ ሰብ ሞያ ጥዕና ሰብ ሞያ ስነ ምግቢ ከምኡ እውን ኣብ ዝተፈላለዩ ጥዕና ወዲ ሰብ ዝሰርሑ ምሁራትን ተመራመርቲ ዕዱማት ኣጋይሽን ምስ ማሕበረሰብና ሓሳባት ብምጥዓም ዝተፈላለዩ ትምህርታዊ ቁም ነገር ሓዘል መልእኽቲ ዝመሓላለፈሉ ነፃ ሚድያ እዩ
ማህበር ሕክምና ትግራይ በሓባር ኮይኑ ጥዕና ትግረት ገይሩ ዝሰርሕ ዘሎ ፎስ ሚድያ ተከታተልዎ